Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy, and today we're going to be providing our opinions in reviewing a specific document that appears on the docket March 1st, 2023. It is an order to redact and unseal minutes concerning a proceeding that occurred on January 27th, 2023, with the topic being the potential conflict of interest of Ms. Taylor to continue representing Mr. Kohberger in this case. Now, before we discuss the order in the minutes, I'd like to direct your attention to episode 41, because there we addressed a filing from the Goncalves family attorney addressing this proceeding of January 27th, expressing their concern that they had no notice. There was no notice of hearing that even appears on the docket today in June of 2024 regarding this January 27th proceeding. They explained that they only learned about it after meeting with the prosecutor's office, and they, for all intents and purposes, were asking that these minutes be made public, which is what is happening now by entry of the order of March 1st, 2023. But the court is not mentioning that the gray motion to unredact and unseal it, which came before this order by several weeks. But in any event, the court is now finding that it is appropriate to release those minutes from the January 27th, 2023 proceeding, but with some information, including names, redacted. And if you look at the attachment to the order, you will see the minutes from the January 27th proceeding. You will see it as a relatively short proceeding. You will see the parties that were in attendance that day. Of course, Judge Marshall was there because she's presiding over the hearing. The deputy clerk is named. She was also in attendance. It states that Mr. Kohberger was in attendance and that he was in custody at the time. The other two participants were Ms. Jennings for the state of Idaho and Ms. Taylor for Mr. Kohberger. And the purpose of this hearing, according to the court, was to ensure that Mr. Kohberger understood that he had a right to counsel. And then ultimately, she did ask him the question that if he had any concerns, that she would appoint someone else to represent him. But during this brief hearing, the court noted that Ms. Taylor is the public defender for Kootenai County, and her name appears on virtually every piece of paper that comes out of that office. Ms. Taylor then explained to the court that another attorney in her office was the attorney for one of the other victims' mothers. That's Xana Kernodle's mother was represented by another attorney from the Kootenai County Public Defender's Office who was no longer there. He left, names redacted, and that since then that the case was conflicted out. She did not do anything hands-on with the case. It was assigned to another attorney in her office. She stated that she had contacted the Idaho bar for some advice and was told that there wasn't a concern, there wouldn't be a conflict given these facts. She explained that she spoke to Ms. Jennings about this. Ms. Jennings confirmed that she had. And then towards the end of the minutes, you'll see where the court then says that she questioned Mr. Kohberger. There's no information regarding what those questions were or what he responded, but it does say that he ultimately responded that he had no concern given these facts and that he wanted Ms. Taylor to continue to be his attorney of record, which she is up to and including this date, which is June 2024. So that concludes this episode. My name is Kathy. If you would like to see the documents, as always, I've published a link in the description to this podcast. I hope that you will review the documents that we've addressed, and I also hope that you'll join us again for a future podcast.